for example, the data they gave us in the beginning of this case was 5 million documents. Think about that, because it had everybody in it for years and years. Just to scan those documents in a readable form, they didn't give it to us in a readable form,
Oh,
cost me $350,000 just to put the documents into the computer. That's how big these files. These are 5 million documents. Many of them are many pages long, right? So that's what they can do. They can inundate you with that kind of thing. And as I said, they piled
sure.
on charge after charge, 9 different felony charges in the end, to pressure you. And my wife and I said, do we want to plead guilty? We can save the millions, just go to prison for something you didn't do and move on with our lives, right? And we thought about it long and hard. But the biggest reason we didn't want to plead guilty and we agreed not to plead guilty and fight was because we wanted to clear our kids' names. The one thing we did, if we had to plead guilty, we'd have to confess to this crime that we didn't do,
Hmm.
but that would reinforce the false narrative they were spinning, that these parents were making these bribes because their kids weren't qualified, right? That was the whole narrative here. These parents, rich parents, had kids who weren't qualified, and they were bribing coaches and cheating on tests because their kids weren't qualified. I
Hmm.
had highly qualified kids. I was making a tiebreaker boost. And the reason we did that was because the odds of getting into Harvard, even for a highly qualified kid, or Stanford or USC, are only 5% to 15%. And Singer and the school said, hey, if you make a donation, you'll increase those odds maybe 600%. You might go to 60% or 80%. I said, oh, great. I'll do that. I'll make a donation. I've always given money, and education changed my life, and I've always given to educational
Hmm.
institutions. So why not do that? So we didn't plead guilty. One, because it would reinforce the false narrative that our kids weren't qualified. Two, because I couldn't live with myself publicly confessing to a crime I didn't commit.
Yeah.
And three, what the government did was wrong, and we had to fight. I'm a big fighter. I'll fight for
Yeah.
what's right.
Has anybody been fired or been booted out of the legal profession as a result of your
No.
complaints?
They gave themselves all hero awards, literally hero awards. About
Oh,
16 people in the Boston office that got this hero award for this case, even
wow.
though